Hello, welcome to my channel, Isle of Avalon. Today we'll be doing a channeled collective message. If you're new, returning, welcome. And as always, the links to leave me a donation or book a personal are in the description of every video. We're going to pull some Dark Goddess cards and see what comes through. And if you've been here before, you know how I do things. Spirit, Dark Mothers, who would like to step forward to relay a message to the collective at this time? Okay. So we've got the Pele card. And I have definitely done some personal path working with Pele. I think I've done a reading with her before. Very familiar with her, and she is a very, I really, really like her vibe because it's like she is so balanced, right? And she has definitely two sides to her, right? She's a very, I want to say grandmotherly, right? Grandmotherly, protective and benevolent, motherly figure, right? But she also has a side to her that is fierce and fiery, right? And I'm getting chills just talking about it. And it's like, it's definitely kind of like a watch yourself, right? And not even for you to watch yourself with others, but it's more like you, whoever I'm speaking to, you're in an energy where you are pretty much like standing here wielding this fire, right? It's like you're in this tempered phase where you are, you know how to hold your fire, right? 222 on the timer. So you're working on your relationship with yourself, your relationship with spirit, and especially your relationship to your fire, your inner, I want to say your side, the side that you repress, the side that you don't show to the world, right? And when I interact with Pele, she also is like she has that side. She has a fiery side. And I know I talk about this a lot, but we all do. Everyone does. It doesn't matter if you are not in a place to admit it or not, right? Everybody has it. Even the gods and goddesses, even God. That's why there is a polarity thing, balance thing in the universe. There is one side and then a completely opposite side. And it's literally that basic. So anyways, you at this time in your life, at this point in your journey, if you've made it this far in this video, you are in a state where you are wielding your fire and you're doing it, I want to say graciously, right? You know that it exists. You acknowledge that it does, but you're not denying it. 333 on the timer. You are holding and wielding your magic, your fire, your sacredness, your power, right? You're learning about it, what it is, what it means to have your power, and what it means to use it beneficially, right? And so with that, you're at a level where you're standing at a distance from everyone right now, everyone around you, and you're not isolating yourself, but you're also like, hey, this is me. And, you know, if you don't like it, there's a door, right? But watch yourself around me, right? And that's the energy. That's the vibe that I'm getting this. It's like you're standing there with these torches and this fire, and you've already burned some things down, okay? If you see here, there's usually, when you see a goddess or a god depicted, they're usually burning down some kind of entity or a devil, right? Especially when you have archetypes who, kind of like Kali, you know, they are born of a rage. It's like a sacred rage kind of thing, right? And a lot of the dark mothers, or even all goddesses, have this. And it's like there's a count. I keep seeing like this countdown in the numbers here. So I'm not going to keep reading them all because it's just going to get hectic. But if you're seeing a lot of, I just want to say triple digits, okay? This could definitely be something in here for you. And, I got caught in my hair. There could definitely be something in here for you. Now, you've already burnt some things down. And it's not that you're doing so in a malicious way, right? But you're also not playing. Like, you're not playing anymore. You're not playing around with people who try to dominate you or walk all over you or give you less than what you deserve, okay? And that's a good thing, right? I also shuffled this deck several times. You watch me do it, and this card, the Lilith card, is staying out. And see, the difference here is like Pele, you see in this one, she's burning off things from her, right? She's tempering. It's still a temperance thing, right? And then you've got Lilith, who is also taming a serpent, and we've got serpents in both parts. Now, this is the thing. When you have people, humans in the form, I want to say, I don't know why, but I want to say serpents in the form of humans around you. And that's not to say that everyone's bad or anything, but sometimes people are acting in their not best state. They're not looking out for the good of all or the good of others. Some people just operate this way. I mean, this is a very low vibrational planet overall, and we are working as a collective to be better people and ascend to be greater than we are, right? Before we run ourselves into nothingness, right? It's essential that we do start to elevate, right? And so it's not, again, denying these parts of ourselves, but it's taking them and taming them, right? And you're definitely at a place where you understand how to do this, right? You're starting to learn how to understand how to tame these parts of yourself, and you may be doing it, taming these things in other people around you, right? Sometimes when we're faced with people who my son just knocked on the door. And so when you're faced with people who seem to want to be an adversary to you, or want to compete with you, or want to bring you some kind of struggle or hardship, or challenge you and your authority of who you are, and some of these people may not even know why, or maybe you attract people who are damaged and need some kind of help. Usually when somebody is coming at you, right? Maybe not even coming at you, but when they're acting in a way that's obviously underhanded, right? When it's obviously covered, shrouded in some kind of secrecy. They're not telling you everything. They're not giving you the full story. They're not sharing all the details with you, or they're not revealing why they're doing what they're doing. But you know that there's something behind their actions that's going on that they're not sharing completely, right? And with that, when we have people like that around us, it's usually a cry for help, right? And it's like they have a recognition of something within you, like their higher self or that part of themselves that's not in the forefront. There's something in them that sees something in you that can help in their suffering, right? Because they see a person here who is building that fire and they're not taking any shit, right? Or they're seeing somebody who has their own darkness, their own snakes, or their own issues, or their own struggles, right? And they see how well you handle yourself, and how well you handle things, and how well you are able to temper a situation, or your attitude, or how you react to things, or handle things. You do so calmly and with grace. You walk through storms. You walk through every single obstacle or challenge, and you do so like you're gliding through it like it's nothing. And people watch you and see you do this, and they're like, how do I do that? You know, what is it about collective that allows them to just be all of these things? This person who can burn down, uh, who can burn down uh, things that put them in harm's way, or things that want to harm them, or burn away challenges and obstacles, or people that are aiming to backstab or, uh, you know, bring them pain or suffering. How are they able to burn that down? How are they able to do that while keeping themselves tame and relaxed and calm and themselves still? How do they do all of that and walk through the world as it is now and not lose themselves, right? Because you're not losing yourself. You're walking through everything that life is throwing at you 11:11 on the timer. You're walking through everything that is being thrown at you that everyone else has to deal with, and they're not finding deliverance. But they see you standing there in the middle of all these storms, in the middle of everything the way that it is, and they're seeing you as this. They're seeing you as this person who can hold their hand out if they really wanted to and offer them deliverance. And that is why a lot of the time you will find in situations that you're often not getting close to people or building solid connections, because you are meant to offer them deliverance from something. And that's it. You're not supposed to remain in their life. You're supposed to deliver them, teach them and show them, and then walk away, right? Because you have already learned all of these lessons. You're standing on all of this wisdom and knowledge, and you're here to help others do the same thing. And maybe that isn't even your entire life's purpose, right? Because we all have a different mission and life's purpose, right? But at the same time, people recognize there's something about you that is powerful, unbothered, unhindered, unshaken, okay? And they see that even if they don't consciously recognize it. And that's why they either feel threatened, right? And they want to challenge you. They either feel threatened, they want to challenge you. They have to walk away because it brings out their shadow, right? It brings out their insecurities, and they're not ready to face it. That's why you might find that people start unnecessary arguments with you, or they gossip about you, or try to diminish your light and assume things about you that aren't true, right? Or, they might do underhanded things to try to bring out a reaction in you. And then when you don't give it to them, they are shocked, they're shook, they're surprised, because again, yeah, you have your own skeletons in your closet. Everyone does, okay? But you know that if they come up, you know how to burn them back down. You know how to send them back where they need to go. And you also know how to tame the ones that are ready to be tamed, right? You know balance. You know yourself well enough, right? And that's how you're able to walk through these storms. And when you see someone who can't, right? When you see someone who doesn't know their way, you look at them just like this and you're like, I think I can do something about you. I think I can help you. I think that, maybe, there's something redeemable about you, even though you might be pissing me off right now, or, you might seem a little desperate, or you might be in a vengeful state, because you've transcended this vengeful state. You've transcended this need to react and be angry and malicious towards people, right? Because you understand that it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And the thing about seeking revenge and being angry at people, especially because you're a person who has watched a lot of people get angry about you for no reason, angry at you, try to project their insecurities on you. And when you just sit there and look at them like, are you okay, bro? You know, and you don't give them the reaction that they're looking for, or you don't give them the rise that they're looking for, they have to sit with that. You know, they have to sit with themselves, what they just tried to do. They got to sit with that energy because they didn't get to push it on you. So it didn't go anywhere, you know, and they obviously, they're probably not thinking of it like that, but it's probably a little offsetting for them because they're used to just lashing out at people. A lot of people are used to just lashing out at people, and then they can't fathom how somebody can just have people do that. And then they just, you know, they're still walking by like, hey, I don't care. And that's the beauty of having your dark side, your shadow tamed and being in balance, right? Because nothing bothers you anymore. You don't care anymore. And it's not that you don't care, because you're still a decent person. You still have light, okay? But you know, you know when it's appropriate, when it isn't appropriate to use it or allow others to see it, because you can tell when people have good intentions or not. You're very discerning. You know how to use your discernment. You've already learned all of these lessons, right? And you can also tell when others are ready to learn the lessons that you've learned as well. And that's why you can walk through a storm and you can see somebody struggling with that storm, and you know when to hold out your hand and lift them up. Yeah. You also know when they're not ready and when they can't sustain that knowledge, and you know when to walk away. You are very balanced. And the goddesses, the dark goddesses, really, really appreciate this. So you might be finding that you're drawn to a certain goddess, and they may not have even come out in this deck, right? Or in this reading specifically, right? But it might do you some good to, if you feel pulled towards a goddess, you can be a man or a woman. It might be in your best interest to look into this goddess. Learn how to leave offerings or do path workings, or just really put out there into you know, the void or the universe, or however you look at it, right? And say, hey, I like to connect, leave them offerings. Most of them, they like wine, they like food, you know, especially like sweets, honey, bread, because they're very ancient, and bread is a very ancient food, okay? And so I think we will pull out some spirit animals too and see if we can get some signs. I'm immediately seeing snakes and ravens just because they're a part of this reading. So, oh, and I felt the need to put out that raven picture behind me. So we're going to also pull some more spirit animals and see who comes out. But Lilith is coming through strongly, and so is Pele. Okay, so we got a raccoon. We got the panther, the hummingbird, and the owl. Interesting too. Seeing hummingbirds is usually, they're usually coming to bring blessings or messages from the gods, right? And so the hummingbird is actually fell down facing the rest of these goddesses. So you might be seeing hummingbirds. And even if hummingbirds aren't local to your area, you could be seeing like statues or pictures of them more often than you're used to seeing, okay? And those might be worth paying attention to, okay? We've also got panther. Now, when you work with, especially the divine feminine, right? And this is a divine feminine reading. This is about clearing out old parts of yourselves, or clearing out unnecessary things in your life. And the fact that Pele came out first here, this is kind of what she's doing in this picture. She's using nature, the element of fire, to burn down things that are unnecessary or taking up space in her life that are of no use to her. We've also got the owl. The owl is about transformation and letting things die that need to die out. Now, when you are seeing owl symbolism, some people are even afraid of seeing owls. And I just want to say, too, it does not always mean a literal death, okay? Now, now, if you have someone around you I don't even really want to put this out there, but I really want to kind of explain it a little bit because it's important, okay? If you have someone in your life who is, and this is not a confirmation, this is just to kind of give some context, right? Now, if you know that someone or something, like even a pet, right, is nearing the end of their life, or they're very sick, and you have been like literally putting out there that you want an answer, like what's going to happen to them, or going to recover this or that. And if you're seeing a lot of owls and you're thinking about that pet or person in your life, and the owls are right there, and you're kind of associating that automatically, then it's probably yes, something like that, right? But if not, and usually if not is the case, it's very rare that that's going to happen, okay? Because it really is dependent on you and your personal situation. This is not a personal reading. This is just a collective reading. The owl is a symbol, yes, of death, and death is transformation. Now, when you do not have anything like that going on, it's usually something about you or something in your life or pattern or habit. And they're both related to each other, the panther and the owl, in a way that there is something in your life that needs to die out so that you can grow or evolve or expand or get new blessings or learn new things, or just clear out the old to bring in the new. And that's the message, right? There are also a lot of goddesses associated with the owl, especially Lilith, and the owl did fall down with Lilith. So if you've been more attracted to owls lately, right, or snakes or bats, it might be worth looking into path working with Lilith, okay? We've also got the raccoon here. The raccoon is a scavenger. It's a nocturnal animal. It's also a little skittish. So if you've been feeling lately like you've been a little skittish and you've been kind of hiding around or skittering around people, I'm definitely pertaining to people, because the raccoon hides from people. They hide from people, and they do things in the dark. They try to go unseen because people are really mean to raccoons, and they're just not very nice to them. And honestly, I've heard just from people that I've known have kept them as pets, they're a lot like cats, and they're really cool, okay? It's not their fault, that's just what they are. And man, everything has a purpose for existing, right? And so anyways, I'm just going to a little thing about the raccoons, don't mind me, it's just me. So so you may be embodying these aspects of the raccoon that want to hide, or they're very skittish with new people, or people that are triggering some part of their shadow, some part of themselves that say, hey, I need to protect myself because people haven't been very nice to Mr. Raccoon, huh? They see Mr. Raccoon in the garbage and they're throwing it away anyways, and they want to yell at him and poke at him or try to throw things at him and be mean to him, and he's just a raccoon trying to survive. He's not hurting nobody. And maybe that's you. Maybe you've just been going through life just trying to do you, and people keep coming at you, right? Or people keep bothering you when you're really going out of your way to stay away from them and not bother them, right? And you're kind of like, why is this happening to me all the time, right? And I feel like I should read the book on this one. What does raccoon say to bring into balance? Because I think out of all these cards, there's something in this raccoon one that needs to be back in balance. Let me see here. Because it's definitely earth. There's a need for grounding, okay? In hiding. You have so many talents that need to be brought forth, right? And the raccoon, there's so many great qualities about the raccoon that people don't even realize, right? They're so smart, man. They're so cool. And if people would just give them a chance, man. Wow. Okay. When in balance, generous friend, exceptional artist. Making new work can bring this into balance, okay? You're more skillful, creative, or even if you're not a creative person, you might definitely be, but even if you're not a creative person, you have more to bring to the table than you either realize or you're letting on to other people, or that people see because you're not showing it to them. Okay. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around your self-image and success. So, am I who people think I am? What if I am ready to grow into something more? So, until you resolve this part of yourself, that whatever it is, whatever mask it is that you're wearing, and this definitely has to do with other people. There's something that you're putting on in front of other people, you're not showing other people, and you never want to let people assume anything about you. You never want to leave people to assume things or speak for you or think that you're some way, because then they will start to create these ideas and assumptions about you that aren't true. Okay, you don't want to let people take your voice away. That's why it's very important for you to communicate with people and speak up for yourself. Okay, and this raccoon energy, it can it's definitely something to take heed to. Okay, so to bring this back into balance, this raccoon energy, definitely embark on a creative project and show it to somebody. Okay, if there's something valuable that you know that you can bring to the table, right? And it can be something really, even if you're not creative, if you maybe taking on some of the burden in your household, or showing somebody a side of you that you know would make them happy, right? Happy to see. Showing somebody something you know how to do, or a side of you that you've never shown them before, that you, even if you're scared or nervous to do it anyways. Try it, right? You don't know if you're going to fail unless you try. And then you just try again, right? You keep trying until something works. That's how you get successful, and that's how you build the strength. That's how you build endurance. And we've got it right by the endurance card. So keep trying. Don't give up on yourself. And make sure that you're speaking up for yourself, so that you don't stay in this hidden raccoon energy, afraid to be yourself and show people who you are, okay? Because there are a lot of good qualities about you that you're not letting people see. Okay, and with the theme of this is all about deliverance, okay? It's all about deliverance. It's about delivering yourself and maybe delivering other people around you if you can, okay? So that is my messages from the Dark Goddesses. And if you like the way I read, like to book a personal, or leave me a donation. Again, I'm very thankful for all of your donations so far. It means a lot to me, okay? I think that's all I have for you for now, so blessed be.